Hey, this is Hoovaloov from Tide the Leader here again to analyze the latest Halo Reach footage from Gametrailers TV. I've gone through the whole video and reassembled some scattered clips in order to construct extended scenes of gameplay, but we'll start by looking at the new Halo multiplayer modes Invasion and Invasion Slayer, and then break down a few of the more interesting extended sequences later. Let's get started. Invasion and its related game type Invasion Slayer share many basic principles. For starters, both feature a team of 6 Spartans fighting 6 elites. These two teams are actually made up of 3 fire teams, or squads of 2 people. At the beginning of the match, the game pairs off the players at random within their team to form the fire teams. These fire teams form the basis of the new spawn system featured in Invasion. When you die, you now have the option to spawn at the position of your squad mate, or another specific map location. But just like in Halo's campaign, you can't spawn by your squad mate or battle bro if he is in danger. If someone is attempting to spawn at your location, you'll be notified on your heads-up display so that you can get to safety first. Also, these fire teams are visually identified within the overall team using different shades of green or purple. In addition to picking your next spawn location during your time in the dead box, you can also choose your loadout. Loadouts are new to Halo Reach and bring a new dynamic to the game. At the beginning of each match, you are presented with a list of starting weapon and armor ability combinations. While this gives you some amount of control over what weapon you start with, it is still Halo after all, so all the power weapons and vehicles are scattered across the map. Once you die, feel free to choose another loadout for your next respawn. That way you can try out all the different armor abilities until you find the right one for the job. I should mention that loadouts and matchmaking are completely controlled by Bungie. You cannot create your own loadout combinations outside of custom games. Speaking of armor abilities, if we look closely at the loadout selections, we can see that Spartans have access to Jetpack, Sprint, and Armor Lock, which not only protects you from danger, but gives off an EMP effect and pushes any enemies away from you. Active Camo was revealed earlier for the Spartans, but as seen in the Covenant loadout menu, it is also available for elites. It is important to note that using it will scramble the radars of everyone near you, including your own. Elites also have their own Jetpack ability, and here we see an elite using Evade to quickly dive away from danger. You can evade twice before needing a full recharge. Invasion and Invasion Slayer both progress through unlockable stages. At the beginning of the match, the loadouts and vehicles available are fairly limited, but as the match progresses, completing certain objectives unlocks new phases of the game where more vehicles, more loadouts, and more portions of the map open up. To see how this works, let's look at Invasion Slayer first. Points are scored just like regular Slayer, but moving around the map is a supply drop territory. To capture a supply drop for your team, just stand inside the area until the meter bar fills up. Then the waypoint will change to a cargo crate with a parachute and a countdown timer alerting you when your new swag will arrive. Sometimes it will be weapons, sometimes it will be vehicles. But better supply drops become available as new tiers are unlocked. The match starts at Tier 1, and when either team reaches 25 kills, Tier 2 unlocks. At 50 kills, the game enters Tier 3 and things start to get hectic with all sorts of power weapons and tanks in play. So Invasion Slayer is basically Slayer with the new unlockable tier mechanic, but regular Invasion has slightly more complex phases and puts the Spartans on defense and elites on offense. Elites need to capture specific territories to gain access to new parts of the map. Once the right territories are captured, extra time is granted and a new part of the map opens up with more territories to capture. Once those are completed, the match shifts directions and the elite's objective is now to steal and transport the core. In order for the Spartans to win, they must stop the elites from taking the core to the Phantom waiting to extract them. Invasion looks like an awesome objective game, and I can't wait to try out all the strategy and vehicular carnage awaiting us on Boneyard, the map crafted for Invasion. Boneyard looks massive and features some particularly sweet skybox animations. Now let's take a closer look at some of the extended scenes I was able to piece together. First up is a group of Spartans taking on a Wraith. 2 of them use Armor Lock to survive the Wraith mortar, very similar to the infamous Halo 3 trailer. Then their teammate fires a Pro-Pipe round, which disables the tank due to its EMP effect, and an immobilized Wraith is no match for the onslaught of Spartans. Another great scene once again displays the benefits of Armor Lock in combat, allowing this Spartan to survive a sword attack and get the best of his opponent. Here we see a Spartan respawn and attack a group of elites trying to capture the supply drop point. This Spartan uses his designated marksman rifle to exact revenge, but ultimately meets his demise at the hands of the Ghost, while his teammates successfully capture a supply drop territory. And lastly, we see an elite attempt to capture an invasion territory. His attempts are ultimately foiled by a pair of Spartans. After they successfully repel the intruder, the Spartans push forward and continue defending their base. And here in the miscellaneous section, I want to give a shout out to everyone's favorite Bungie tester, Alaskan. Also, I noticed the assist medal has made its way over from ODST. The pistol has an awesome left hook melee, and the energy sword apparently can now obliterate a tank. The frag grenade now has a glowing contrail that allows you to more accurately judge its trajectory. The Wraith looks super powerful and even invincible, as the Warthog seems to do nothing to the driver's health. The Hog is at least still good at turning the other team into roadkill. The Ghost appears huge compared to its Spartan driver, but that won't stop it from splattering friends and foes alike. Just like in Halo 3, handy health indicators alert you of your teammate's status. Blue means they're okay, yellow means they're firing, orange means they're taking fire, and red means they're dead. And assassinations are now called executions, and this is the first elite we've seen perform one. Since Spartans use a knife in their animations, elites have that's either a plasma dagger or a rectal thermometer. They do say aliens like to probe. And can someone please tell me since when is the past tense of shoot shotted? I mean, really, that can't be proper English, can it? Lastly, I'd like to thank everyone for helping the ProPipe nickname stick. And a huge thank you to Bungie for the shout out on the weekly update. You guys are awesome. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the beta.